You remember yesterday where we published that video talking about AMC's earnings, talking about how good they were, because they were really, really good. Well, what I find funny right now, in the pre-market and in post-market yesterday, we're seeing AMC price drop. We're down by almost 1% in the post/pre hours going into today, and I think this is really questionable. So guys, do remember one thing. The FUD tactic is changing. I want to talk about a few articles quickly in this video. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. Again, it's not a big news update. I'm sure most of you do know that by now, but I am going to be making these short YouTube videos just to get the word out there on some things which I think you guys should know. Now do remember, like I always say, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but do subscribe as it helps to share the message. But now we're going to jump into this one and we're going to have a look at what we're seeing. So the first article that I found really interesting is actually coming from MarketWatch, and it's saying that basically the apes and stocks like AMC, GME, they apparently pose a risk to financial stability. So for some reason it's not letting me have a look at the article, but we can see the title of it here, and it just sums things up very clearly. The tactic has gone from being apes are stupid, apes don't know what they're doing, to apes are really powerful, apes are going to cause the market crash. Overall, the tactic is simple. It's changed from being we are just stupid, we pose no threat to anybody, to it's our fault that the system is corrupt and the markets may potentially crash because of it. You guys can see, for most of you, that this is just another FUD tactic in my personal opinion. If apes pose a risk to financial stability, in my opinion, again, only my personal opinion, but what does that say about the system as a whole? I think it shows that if the system cannot cope with this, but it can cope with all the manipulation that they like to throw at it, it just is really questionable, and that's just where I'm going to leave it. Now, a few other things which I think is interesting, and the first one is, like I just said, it's laughable how AMC has beaten earnings, yet the price actually drops in the after hours. But all of the other stocks that beat earnings, well, they're rising into the after hours. And that is usually true. When we have good earnings for a stock, we're going to have, usually a rise in price, and that is especially true for stocks which people follow a lot, like, the bigger stocks, and it's safe to say AMC is definitely one of the most followed stock in the market right now, so there's no reason why apes wouldn't have been buying more in after hours. And I do believe that is true, but one thing that we know is that while some apes can buy in the after hours, most don't really have access to after hours trading. So as we already know, they can knock us all down in the after hours as much as they want, but once apes get their hand on this one tomorrow, or actually into today, we just don't know if that is going to send it even higher, and that is definitely a possibility, because retail controls the stock. And like I said, with a stock that retail controls, after hours don't mean too much, because a lot of retail cannot trade that in the first place. Now, again, after hours is a big topic for this one. Coming down here, we can speak about how AMC is having really low volume. This is coming from Peter Han on Twitter, but it is a Reddit article. Anyone watching AMC getting clubbed in aftermarket, keep in mind the volumes. Only 3.2 million, and it literally dropped from 44 all the way to 42.50 on 200k shares traded. In other words, it just goes to say, you guys understand where this one is going. Very, very low volume, very, very big moves in price. Now, obviously, to get those moves upwards in price, it requires quite high volume. And we do like to use the word manipulation a lot, but I just think this is a really questionable thing. And we already know that there's a lot of questionable things going on behind the scenes, but it's just getting harder and harder to hide. And I know another FUD tactic that people are going to be using into today and into the future is speaking about AMC's earnings, hyping them up as everybody was doing, and I am actually very hyped about them still, but a tactic which a lot of FUD spreaders are going to be using is saying that they were going to be fantastic, they were fantastic, and then you need to watch out today because I do believe a lot of them will be trying to bash it in the forums, because of course we already know this stock is, like I said, probably being heavily manipulated. And again, if that is the case and we do see a drop today, it's not really too significant, it's not really too hard to understand. So don't get FUD'd. Understand that whilst today and yesterday was a really good thing to see, it doesn't necessarily mean that the MOAS is going to stop today, tomorrow, next week, next month. It's just another thing that we have under our belt, another catalyst. We have many more coming up, and I'm going to be keeping you guys informed as time goes on. So thank you for this one. See you all again in another one in a couple of hours. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen, you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously, it is split into multiple sections. Basically, at the top, we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further, we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs, and other hot stocks, including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well. And we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down, you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes, and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.